Welcome to Toddcast, your weekly leadership nudge. Thank you for listening. My name is Todd Long, your host this week and every week. So thanks for tuning in. I have this digital clock in our bedroom, and it has those red lights that light up. And when I see the numbers on that digital clock, I play this game in my head. I make patterns, or I make mathematical problems with the numbers, or I make connections. So for example, if I see 123, I see the pattern 123, or 321, the pattern of 321. Or if I see 1111, obviously there's 11 11, 12 12, so on and so forth. That's patterns that I start to see in the game I play. Or I see mathematical problems. So for example, if it's 224, 2 plus 2 is 4, or 2 times 2 is 4. Or if I see 336, it's 3 plus 3 is 6. That's the way my mind works. Or I make these connections or associations. If every time I see the number 7-Eleven, I think about the convenience store, 7-Eleven. Or if I see the number 10 or the time 1024, that's my birthday, October 24th. There, now you know my birthday. You don't have to send too many gifts. That's the game I play in my mind when I think about time. I set the stage for that because we think about time in different ways. And I started this series last week called Time to Lead. And the goal of this series is to help us to think about the time that we use and how we use our time. Because there's a problem that we all face, and that's the time problem and how we use our time. And I want us to have the wisdom to be able to live a life that is thriving, a life that we know how to use our time really well, and we spend our time in a way that helps us to thrive. I thought I'd go a little bit broader this week as we think about time, and I want to focus on our personal philosophy of time. So what's our personal philosophy of time? And think about that, because if we don't have a personal philosophy of time, then it's going to be more difficult to consider how we use our time and what we spend our time doing. So let's make this happen. Welcome to the Toddcast, your weekly leadership nudge. Welcome to the Toddcast, great ideas you'll love. Philosophy means the love of wisdom, and it comes from two Greek words, phileo, to love, and sophia, which means wisdom. And I want us to have wisdom in how we use our time, which means that we need to have a great philosophy of time. And if we have a great philosophy of time, then that will bring order in how we use our time and the things we spend our time doing. So I sat down this week and identified what wisdom do I believe is true about time. I came up with 6 ideas that I believe is true about time. Here's the first one. There's natural order to time. So the earth revolves around the sun, the moon revolves around the earth, there are seasons, there's a natural order to time based on creation. That's the first philosophy. Number 2 is I want to be a good steward of the time I've been given, which means I want to take care of it really well. I want to use my time wisely, and I want to spend my times in ways that bring value to others and to myself. That's the second philosophy of time that I came up with. Third philosophy, everything has a beginning, middle, and end. It's pretty simple, but as I'm using my time, am I at the beginning phase, the middle phase, or does something need to stop or end? That's the third philosophy. Fourth one I've come up with is structure is important, and yet flexibility is essential. So structure, I believe in bringing structure to time, and we also have to be mindful of being flexible at times. That's the fourth one. Number 5 is consistency over time has an impact. I just believe that. Consistency over time has an impact. Finally, I believe in eternity. I believe there is an eternal destination, life beyond the life that we're living right now. So those are the philosophies that I've come up with to help me think about the way I use my time and how I spend my time, that I believe will help guide me in the way I live my life. So what's the value of having a philosophy of time? Well, it's a lens. It's a lens to help you think about the way you use your time. That's simply what it is. But if we haven't established that lens, then we may not have clarity in the time that we spend and what we use our time for. I believe as a leader, it's important that you sit down and think about your philosophy of time. It gives you a lens in terms of making decisions and how you spend your life so that it's a meaningful life that helps you to thrive for yourself. I think that also overflows into the people around you. If we're using our time well and we have a good philosophy of time and a wisdom of time, then that can overflow into the people around us as we influence them. Here's the try it out section. Create your own philosophy of time. Take some time to sit down and think about what is the wisdom of time that you live by. Write this out. After you've taken some time to write that out, share it with somebody that you trust and have a conversation. There's the try it out section. Create your philosophy of time. Write that down as a guide for wisdom for yourself, and then share that with someone else and have a conversation. Here's the quote of the week. Since we're going with Greek thinking, I thought I'd go to a Greek philosopher. Blaise of Miletus wrote this: "Time is the wisest of all things that are, for it brings everything into light." Thank you for listening to the Toddcast, your weekly leadership nudge. Here's a little mini challenge for you. Hug someone that you love. That's a pretty simple challenge. Hey, I pray that your day is filled with goodness and the love for wisdom. Have a great week. Thank you for listening to the Toddcast. We'll talk to you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.